how Stay and Scream and the Scream Early Ticket is gonna operate this year. And then to the left, we saw more of them just pop up right there. Universal has officially announced. Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It's time for another Halloween Horror Nights 2026 update. So we're gonna be talking about what's going on with the Stay and Scream offering. A lot of you guys are confused about that, so we're gonna talk about that, about what Universal announced. We got court updates, we got light updates, Murdy's tweeting out some other stuff. So on that note, it's time to talk about the Halloween Horror Nights show of the day. We're going back to HHN 2017. Come play with us. We had a massive IP lineup that year. So on that note, enjoy the commercial.
As a kid, I was obsessed with monster movies. Halloween Horror Nights to me is a chance to live in those monster movies.
Characters are the lifeblood of this event. We can create amazing houses, we can have amazing decor, amazing lights, sounds. Really, the characters are what makes this event come to life.
The costumes and makeup for the Halloween Horror Night is a pretty big element in the presentation of what we do. It looks like you're in the movie when you're going through the mazes.
When we do our original projects, there's more of a freedom to create characters that can spring from your imagination. I love the detail in costumes, the textures of the fabric. For me, it's always in the details.
For this year's Halloween and every Halloween, we make hundreds of masks. We decide how they're going to be made. It's got barbed wire sticking in her head. Will it be rigid? Will it be soft? Does it have to move? One of our large big boy creatures, they all serve their own purpose.
We see hundreds and hundreds of potential characters that come in here, and we try to cast and fill this huge event. What makes a good character is a personality, what they bring to the cast, and what they bring to our story that we're trying to tell.
When I see people screaming and scared, it just thrills my heart. I know that's demented, but there's a great sense of pride.
Okay, welcome back. Let's head in. They've started construction now on the archway. So we saw the walls pop up over the past 2 weeks. Now they've added this so they could start painting it and refurbing it, fixing some issues. You could still walk right underneath it. So any day now we're gonna start seeing them painting it, fixing it. We also forgot to talk about the hat of the day. So you got the icon but not icon bone right there. Universal Halloween Horror Nights 2017. Then on the back, your soul is requested. I'm not seeing any changes, but we know how this is gonna look, right? So you're gonna have Jack on this side, Oddfellow on that side, you're gonna have a ticket booth over there. It is like Christmas morning every morning coming into the parks. Some days you get a good gift. There's a big prop. Some days you get nothing and you get cold. We will see what today brings us. We gotta pop into the Brown Derby first, see what's going on, any new merchandise. We got the Felix the Cat plushes. They're in here now. That does not look appetizing. It's donkey flavored rock crystal candy. All right, let's see if any details have been added or changed. It looks about the same. Nothing new over here. All right, anything new on this stage? Maybe they just didn't work on the section at all last night. I'm sad too, little clown. There's not too many updates on the stage today. I haven't seen the display yet in 5 and Dime with how it's set up, but you got the Fortnite shirts right there, and then the signage. But they have all the merch in here. So you got Fortnite stuff over here, you got the Evil Dead stuff over there, you got Stranger Things right there, and then you got Sinners right there. Good morning, little ghouly guys. See if there's any updates with the pea pebbles. Looks like they're still kind of burlapped, sacked up over there, waiting to be put on some sort of prop to hold it down. Yeah, you can still see the bag right there, but no updates with the pea pebbles. The construction walls have been taken down from the horror makeup show. As you know, they've been refurbing it for a new version, but there's a massive construction wall up and now it's been taken down, but it still has the signage up here. Enhancements in progress. This attraction is temporarily closed for scheduled maintenance, and then Please Partner Dust set enhancements in progress. Time to see if there's been any changes in Fortnitemares. I do see the fog machines in the boxes though. So you'll have the fog coming out, the fan will then push it into the scare zone. And we do have a change with the fog machines, but now today they have a light with each one of the fog machines. So when the fog is coming out, it'll be illuminated. So it's all gonna go up at the same time, it looks like. But there's now lights next to all the fog machines. So that is yesterday. See how there's no light with the fog machine? Now there's a light. There's a light with each one of the foggers. So when the storm's rolling in, the fog will come out, the fan will push it, and then the light will kind of be shot into the fog to make it look like the purple storm is encroaching on the scare zone. And then again, like over here, they got the light with the fog machine, it'll be shot out and come out from behind the little shed right here. They did add a pardon our dust sign, so no one kind of enters in to where the performer is going to be, but I don't see any character triggers installed yet in there. They had the A-frame there so no one would walk up on the little stage, but they've moved it to over there. So we just got some light updates in the scare zone. That's about it. I cannot wait to see what this becomes. We've been looking at this truss. It looks like a 7 for like, what, a month and a half now. So we saw the concept art that was released yesterday that the Fortnite bus is coming to the scare zone. They're building out the Fortnite bus. So it's probably just gonna be right there because that is the only spot in the entire scare zone that could fit a bus. So they'll probably have to drive it in from backstage and they'll put it right there. But then what does this become? Because we were thinking maybe this might become the Fortnite bus, but they're building out the actual bus for right there. So we'll have some sort of show moment happening with this stage. We did get some cords finally running to the stage. So as you know, these cords go all the way back, they weave all around and then they go behind the media center. But now we have cords coming out of here. It's growing. This truss has sprouted some new cords and it's going down there, covered by the guard dog, and then it's chilling right there, waiting to be plugged into something underneath the stage. The sprung tent coverage has been a roller coaster of emotions. Will we have anything today? Let's see.
It looks about the same. There's still kind of the pre-constructed walls that are right there that are probably going to be used for the facade for the house. And then to the left, we saw more of them just pop up right there, but there's been no movement with them. We still have like a month till HHN, but they've just been kind of chilling there for the past couple days. Since there's not too many changes back there, let's see what's going on with all the facade work out in HHN Hollywood. So 5 Fires posted this. So many cool props at the retaining wall for HHN. This looks like a bunch of the set pieces probably for the scare zones. And then Deadest, HHN Hollywood facade update. We can start to see there's like some vine work going up over the DeVille sign. Terrifier then, because the tram tour is heavily rumored to be Terrifier themed this year. And then the Parisian Courtyard House changed a lot overnight. So they added all the dirty wash and distressing to the facade. It's looking great. They're going to add even more details. And then T-Pad HHN House has been uncovered finally. This is where the heavily rumored Killer Clowns from Outer Space haunted house is going to be for HHN Hollywood. We know the Fuel Girls are returning. That's been announced. There's also another performer who announced that they are coming to Nightmare Fuel. So Ozzy Blood, who's a sword swallower, posted this on Instagram. I've been dying to announce my latest endeavor, and the time has finally come. This spooky season, you can find me at Halloween Horror Nights for the newest Nightmare Fuel creation, Blood Noir. You won't want to miss the heart-pounding insanity. It looks like they swallow swords and all sorts of things, so I think we're going to be in for kind of a very grotesque show.
Now the truss over here by Nightmare Fuel finally has a cord running from it. There's no lights or speakers or anything at the top, but going down there, going through the bushes, it loops around and then it goes backstage. So we can't follow where the cord ends up, but it's going backstage. All right, so we had this truss and lights and cords installed yesterday. So remember, start up there, went down, over, up, and over, and all the way up the building. But there's a new cord that was not here yesterday. This little guy is creeping off to the side. Where's he going? What's going on with this little guy? Oh, I guess a big guy. He is long. He is going all the way along here. Where does this thing end up? Still going. All right, it's going down the stairs now. All right, now it's cutting across down here. They're kind of putting it down there so no one trips on it. Then it comes back up here, and then it goes in to the truss. So one cord is going, again, over there, and then another cord is coming from there, and then looping all the way around here, down here, down here, down here, across here, connects in with the truss. This has now been electrified. Where does this connect to now? So now it's going along here. Now we know of the cord going from over there across there, right? Because that was all covered up, and then it goes all the way and loops around to the register in the bar. But we have not seen this cord pop up here. So let's see where it ends up, how it connects to the truss. Does it end up over here? Yeah, it ends up at the truss. It's plugged in here. So now these are illuminated. These lights with the truss, they're illuminated. But now there's another one. There's another one sneaking off right here and looping around. And it's continuing along right there. You know what? Let's do our little pigeon montage. This is just such a beautiful moment right here. Okay, now back to it. So it's gonna continue over here, and it's gonna keep looping. Okay, so now we got the two cords joining up. They're now racing to the next truss. Again, this cord is coming from up there. That cord is coming from all the way over there. So now the two cords are racing. They're gonna keep going, they're gonna keep going, they're gonna keep going. Then it's gonna connect to the third truss, the David S. Pumpkins of trusses. It's being connected right there. And this is where it ends. So the other cord, again, goes all the way down to the bar, but this truss is powered up and connects all the way, all three of the trusses with the larger one over there. Time to go head over to Club Horror, see if anything has changed. All right, let's see if anything has changed. Oh, I do see this truss has finally been powered up. So we got two cords coming out. They're finally utilizing this, and then it's coming through there and loops in over there. And then it's gonna connect, I think, with a box over there, because it's going along that way. We got a mystery box that popped up here by the DJ stage. It's all covered up. You really can't see what it is. So the cord's coming down the truss, right? Going through there, looping around there, and then it's continuing this way along with this family of cords. Then it loops in over here, and then we got that whole mess of cords back there. We have another matching unit of something placed here. So it's on either side of the DJ stage. So if you look for the stage, there's one there and then one there. So we have the cords coming from the rooftop, right? It's going down. Along the ramp connects to the box. The cords from there then loop off over here. The stuff from the box is going this way. These cords are going this way, so it all kind of connects back with the box. And then also whatever this is. There's some sort of little like shed that's been put right here. We got a little bit of activity happening in Club Horror. Universal has officially announced the Scare Zone, downtown Clowntown.
So, Scare Zone announcement, downtown Clowntown. The city that never sleeps becomes a waking nightmare when it's overrun by killer clowns from outer space, Art the Clown, and other clown folk who can't wait to tear you limb from limb. Then Ramon had this to say: when the infernal carnival of nightmares rolls into the streets of New York, the maniacal troupe of clowns take over the city and convert it into downtown Clowntown. As you traverse through the distinct borough, you will face clowns of different origins as chaos fills the air. The inner Horror Nights fan in me is beaming to finally share this project with the world. Truly honored and grateful to be working as the show director and writer of this groundbreaking Scare Zone for HHN 35. Manuel and I have poured so much passion into this. This has undoubtedly been one of the most ambitious and creatively challenging projects I've ever worked on. Creating this expanded zone was no easy task for our teams, but everyone involved has worked tirelessly to help make it a reality. Grateful for their partnership. Familiar clowns from our past, entirely new clowns, Art the Clown, the killer clowns from outer space, and clowns yet to be revealed. Their goal: to fill the streets of their city with laughter and the screams of unwelcome visitors. Joke's on you, hashtag HHN35. And then Michael had to say this: this has been a concept we've been sitting on for years. The title alone has been an internal meme we've been verbalizing for over a decade. To have this come to life and to take over even more area within our New York Scare Zone and populate it with not only killer clowns from outer space and Art the Clown, but other horrifying clowns of all shapes, sizes, makes, and models is a nightmarish dream. Chances are, as you know, Chance is kind of rumored based on the design of the paint job to be coming to the Scare Zone. Chances are, alive or otherwise, you won't be able to wipe the smile off your face. Then someone asked Michael this: will there be other IP clowns in the zone besides Art and clowns, or will the rest be original? Michael says all the rest are original. So these will be the two IPs represented within the Scare Zone. Now, there's no merchandise yet for it, because, as you know, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is heavily rumored to be a haunted house in HHN Hollywood, and the Tear Tram is rumored to be Art the Clown themed. So I'm guessing if those are true, we'll get those announcements, and then merchandise will drop.
So now we know what this is going to say. Welcome to, and then downtown. Remember we saw the sign yesterday where it ended with an N? That'll probably say clown right there, and then town on a board. So welcome to downtown Clowntown. Now it has been powered up. This is what's going on over here. So, as you know, the bulbs are illuminated. We saw them running the cords right there. They're not plugged in yet, but they got this set up here, and then it runs down right there, around here, and then goes this way. And they're kind of snaking it around the shrub over there that's looping around here. And then it continues along the building and then goes in to the little power pipe right there. So you got the power pipe, and the cord is going to the set piece right there. Here come the Blues Brothers. So you might be confused with the announcement why it says Art the Clown and not Terrifier. It's because this massive lawsuit that's happening
with the Terrifier franchise. So Spark Notes, I think I kind of understand it properly. So there were the original shorts, right, with Art the Clown in the shorts. And then Damien wanted to make the Terrifier franchise. The original company from the shorts technically owns part of the rights to Terrifier, and Damien does not own that. What was supposed to happen is going forward is whenever there was a new deal that was made or a new movie, the original company was supposed to be part of those negotiations, but Damien never talked to them. He did all this stuff out of line. Now, technically, I believe he owns the rights to Art the Clown. But when it comes to Terrifier, that has to have the involvement of the original company. So that's all in court. Damien has not produced his evidence, I don't think yet, but it is not looking good for their case. They got a lot of stuff to figure out. How does that operate with merchandise and future collaborations with companies? What's gonna happen with Terrifier and Art? It's a big legal mess. So that's why it says Art. I think that's the rundown. Let me know down in the comments if there's anything that I missed or said incorrectly about the lawsuit, but that was kind of the Spark Notes version of what I thought was going on.
One day they'll finish the construction and we'll be able to see Boris's office again. But no Easter eggs in the window because I don't think they can get to the office. And then no details have been added to the stage yet. We've just seen how all the cords got run the past couple days to power everything up. The stairs have been painted for the stage. We do have a little bit of movement with the stage. So I'm sure we're gonna get another coat of paint over it to make it blend in better. But I think that's just kind of primer. They might have worked on the stage a little bit, but the screws are still there. They're still on the stage next to the A-frame.
This is an update for Kevin Heimbach and Kevin Heimbach only. There are no more screws, Kev. Not seeing any more screws over here.
Then the tribute store is looking the exact same for the facade. No changes yet. Looks like with the other downtown Clowntown sign, we got some more cords. We saw that right yesterday. Now they can plug it in, electrify it. We got the cord going down there so no one trips on it. And it's going along and then connecting with the truss here. And then this truss kind of loops around over there and the power cord goes into the box over there. All the trusses are slowly starting to get electrified.
We are taking a little breather. When you're visiting during the summertime, remember to hydrate and take breaks. I know you just want to like crush through all the rides. You will feel it as soon as you get home or back to the hotel. So on that note, if you want to feel something exciting,
There's John Murdy right there.
John! So someone asked John this: will Max DeVille be the main antagonist of this haunted house, like he was in Universal Horror Hotel house, or will it be someone else? John says, the hint is in the info I tweeted, and it should be obvious. Would you consider Dead, Deader, Deadest to be a prequel or sequel to Universal Horror Hotel? John says, they both take place in modern day, so it's hard to say. But the place was built in the 20s and closed in the late 70s, so there's a period aspect to it. And the characters, aside from Ambrose, are from that time period. Is there going to be a maze announcement at your midsummer panel? John says, there's going to be more than one announcement. What's your favorite part about coming up with the stories for the originals? I love how you connected Triple D is to Horror Hotel. John says, yeah, Chris Williams had the idea about a house set in a funeral home, and of course it needed a name. So I decided to tie it to Horror Hotel and the backstory for Maxie. That's always fun to create something, then expand on it. Is Slash still scoring a house this year? John says, seems the streak should continue. So John is confirming his boy Slash is returning this year to make some music for HHN Hollywood. Will Dead, Deader, Deadest have a pre-show? John says no. The approach doesn't really allow for that, so it's a radio broadcast about the events. I feel like I've not seen this one asked yet. Do you have a name for a house in mind, or is it something you pick at the end? Have you ever picked a name for a house and then changed it? John says, usually have a makeup font and often change it. Speaking of originals, because you have to do a legal search and make sure there aren't any conflicts. Triple D had a different name originally. I have to ask, Dead, Deader, Deadest, the first name choice, or were there other names in mind? Also, I'm sensing this house will have some vibes like Dead Exposure from 2024, a favorite of mine. Always love the work you put into the backstories, into the originals. Thank you, John. John says, thanks. I had a different name. I couldn't legally clear, so I got pissed and came up with Triple D. Then I started to rethink it and asked Slash, and he said, keep it. So I did. Is Hollywood Harry truly related to Maxie DeVille? If Maxie's real last name is Kapowitz, and John says, I believe that's in the newspaper. Will you be taking pictures with fans at Midsummer Scream? John says, I will be doing a signing. Hey, from Florida, Have you ever had an influence on any Orlando houses or ever considered designing Orlando one year and might do Hollywood? John says no. There's never been any talk of that. Do you still get nervous going on stage during cons and presentations? Also, appreciate your passion and creative mind for haunts. And John says no. I guess that's probably my theater training kicking in. Have you considered expanding the DeVille lore and stories? Seems that's happening, at least this year. And then someone said about Midsummer Scream, I will be attending. I'm hoping to meet you. Will you be announcing anything for Horror Nights? John says, oh yes. Sunday, 5 p.m. But doing things there in the late morning too. Was storyline for Dead, Deader, Deadest inspired by the Lamb funeral scandal of the 1980s in Pasadena, California? The funeral home was shut down due to mass cremation and illegal organ selling. John says that actually happened all over the country during that period. But yes, I did research all those cases. Will 4 Nightmare scare actors use chainsaws? John says no. That's a different zone. Mr. Murdy, are we having a facade for Sinners? Or will it be kind of like Fallout last year? Or is that a surprise? John says the first section of the house is under a mezzanine, a break/dressing room for the old Walking Dead attraction. So there isn't the height, but you do get a big club juke facade after the first couple scenes. Will Holidays in Hell return this year or in the future? That house was one of my favorites in 2023. John says, I loved it, so you never know. John, please, man, no more repeat houses. We're begging you. We want new stuff every year. We're sick of the repeat houses. Please, no more repeat houses. No more Holidays in Hell. Make a sequel to it. Don't give me a rehash again, buddy.
Oh, look at that reveal. They completed that section. Look at that. So you're gonna go over the stage. This coaster is gonna be insane. It blows my mind how quick Universal builds coasters and attractions. Like Velocicoaster got built so quick. Fast and Furious is being built so quick. Oh, we finally got some movement over by Minions. We have a giant concrete base, right? This almost looks like, you know, when you have a Christmas tree, you stick the Christmas tree in and then you tighten it so it doesn't move anywhere. They're probably gonna put a giant pole going up. So we have one of these right here. Now, there's a ton of them over there. So then over here, we have one right there and then one right there. So we have 3 in this little area. And then right here, we got another one. It looks like there's some sunscreen in there at the bottom. And then 2 more over there. So it goes 2, then 1, and then 2, and then 1. So we'll see this evolve over the coming days. Next week, I'm sure we'll see stuff pop up. We finally have some movement happening over by Villain Con. We've made it to City Walk. I want to see what's going on inside the Legacy store. We did get the new collection for Jaws. So this is kind of more like a sportswear, kind of a higher end sportswear fashion. So $59 for this t-shirt. You're gonna need a bigger boat. And then on the front, it'll say Jaws. $99 for this kind of workout zip up. And then $95 for these new Jaws yoga pants. So it's got a little logo of Bruce right there. And then $59 for these kind of workout shorts. And there's nothing on the back. For $60, it's gonna say Jaws right there. And then $69, they're gonna have some compression shorts. $45 for the lunchbox. It's got Bruce right there. It says Jaws. Pretty small, but here's the little display that they have set up. So it's Sieve, make waves, not waste. Sieve is a Boston-based sustainable activewear brand inspired by coastal living and committed to protecting our oceans. With every purchase, we remove 1 pound of waste from our shoreline. The Sieve/Jaws collection celebrates the iconic New England waters that inspired a cultural phenomenon and our shared respect for the ocean's power and beauty. So just pretty much overpriced luxury activewear, and they put a Jaws logo on it. And then $60, we got another Jaws top. And then $69, there's some more compression shorts where you have Bruce's fin coming out of the water. And then it says Jaws right there. $35 for this shirt. This thing is great. I love it. So you have the classic imagery of Bruce coming out of the water. You got the orca, and you kind of have these teeth coming out of the ocean. Classic design, I like it. $25, we have a little Jaws necklace. And then $20, here's some Bruce earrings. So you can have Bruce, I guess, chomping on your earlobe. $20, we got some new sock candy socks with Bruce. As you can see, the mystery boxes are very popular. They're selling out. I don't know if you'll be able to get any. I wonder when they're gonna kind of remove all these mystery boxes and like go back to kind of normal merch. I appreciate they tried, but they're just a little late to the game. The whole Labubu fad just ended a while ago, and now they're just finally catching up, trying to ride the hype train. But they need like exclusive stuff. Like Disney has all their exclusive mystery boxes. Universal has a couple, right? There's like the Minions ones over there, but most of these you can pretty much get at any store. I'm the only one in the store besides a team member. We're in the middle of the summertime. Normally this should be slam packed with people. The old Legacy store was. And I think this design just kind of fell flat with what they tried to pull off. So it's all kind of barricaded off now. because we got Fat Ones coming. They've removed the giant screen that was right there. They left the screens right there, but they said it's supposed to open this summer, right? So they got a lot of work to do. They're trying to open it within the next month or so, but I really enjoy the Fat Ones hot dogs. It's a really solid dog. So they're gonna have to redo the concrete because it's not gonna be baseball themed. All the seating that used to be up here has been removed. Right here, you're gonna be able to go to Fat Ones, and then right across the street, you can go to Fat Tuesdays. All right, we're over by the Coconut Club. The eye trusses are still up. They'll attach lights to that and projections in front of the Coconut Club. But we talked about a couple HHN updates ago, it's gonna be kind of an alien theme. It's all barricaded off. They do have some truss up there, which it looks like banners will be hung from those two trusses.
Okay, let's go back to the office. Let's talk about how Stay and Scream and the Scream Early ticket is gonna operate this year. Okay guys, you're back in the office. So a lot of you guys have been a little confused on the Stay and Scream situation. Let's read over what Universal had to say with the description. So it says, take advantage of Stay and Scream. Stay and Scream offers early access to Halloween Horror Nights starting at 2 p.m. Guests who are eligible can remain in Universal Studios Florida and take advantage of select haunted houses and food and beverage locations before the event officially begins at 6:30 p.m. Eligibility and access. You must have both a valid daytime admission and a valid Halloween Horror Nights admission for the same night. So what is a daytime eligible admission? It could be a single day ticket or a multi-day ticket or a valid Universal Orlando Resort annual pass and season pass and a valid Halloween Horror Nights Scream Early ticket. Wristbands are required to participate in Stay and Scream, including access to early haunted houses opening and queue access. Starting at park open, eligible guests can pick up a wristband near guest services inside Universal Studios Florida at 2 p.m. Additionally, in-park wristband locations will open at the Hogwarts Express, King's Cross Station, and the Illuminations Villain Con Blast location. So, then the early haunted house timeline. At 2 p.m., 3 haunted houses will open. At 4 p.m., select haunted house queues open. At 5:15, select additional haunted houses begin opening. At 6:30, Halloween Horror Nights officially begins. All houses are open. So no HHN update tomorrow. I'll be back on Monday to film the next HHN update. I'm gonna have a little Texas video for you guys to watch this weekend. So guys, on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and join the family, because I'm gonna keep you up to date on all things Universal Studios and Halloween Horror Nights around the country. I love y'all. I'll see y'all on Sunday. All right.
Make waves, not waste. All the trusses are slowly starting to get